Try this one, doesn't work. Try that one, doesn't work. Try that one, doesn't work. Okay, could only be this one. There is really 4 words to describe the whole thing, which is, what is the point? Hello, you're watching Avenue X, where Junkie on good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. Luoyang has finished airing. When the last week of 2021 came, iQIYI just decided we're gonna update all the rest of the episode left on a Wednesday to make sure that everything wraps up before the end of the year. Whoever is in charge of this particular project is desperate to get all the KPI possible. I don't know if that counts towards the annual performance of anybody's end of the year bonus, but it just feels like that. So this 39 episodes period drama that since day one of its airing has had a lot of drama outside of the drama going on has finally finished. And I'm dressed more like a woman with neutral gender style of that time plus a 21st century. So let's talk about this drama. First, I'll give you a final rating based on the whole drama. And it's gonna be a very weird rating. If I disregard a couple of things that's the production's fault, I would give it a one gold mine drama. But if I take that into consideration, which is a rather embarrassing episode of plagiarism of this production, then I'll lower it to one gold mine / one lead mine. If you're not aware of that, I'll let you know first, and then you can make up your own mind about whether that should impact your opinion on the drama. First is on the wedding scene of Song Yi and Wang Yibo's character, which happened rather early in the drama, it got spotted that the fan that Song Yi is holding, that design is exactly copied from a individual designer's stuff. The production just copied it to a T without giving that person credit or not even letting them know they did it. That got discovered on the day it came out, and the production did come out to apologize for that. So that's the episode 1 of plagiarism. Although it also happened very early on in the drama, later it got found out that the really cool fighting sequence with Song Qian in the middle of the city right from the beginning of this drama that I've talked about, I was impressed by its choreograph. Turned out that's completely copied from an animation, 3D animation done in China called 凡人修仙传. That entire sequence, first is the choreograph of the fight itself, how each step is taken, how she is facing off all the bad guys, that fight sequence, plus the camera movement, and then editing of all the shots connecting together. The entire sequence is copied from that animation series. There's no excuse. No matter how you try to explain that away, you can't, because it really is exactly the same. The animation studio came out with a very long post on their social media explaining the sequences of how they made that in animation, which took a lot of people months and months of work with real people fighting it off on camera, design it, motion capture it, and then put it into the final rendering of that animation. That episode came out July, and the drama didn't start shooting until November. Time-wise, there's no way to explain that away either. It clearly is a case of plagiarism. Even till today, the official account of this drama never sends out an apology. It is the production company, Liu Bai, which did the drama, sends out a kind of apology recognizing their similarity in it. They also said because they gave this sequences design to their hired fighting choreograph team, martial arts designing team. So it's that team basically copied the animation, and the production itself is not aware of that, kind of suggesting that. And throughout their whole apology, they never even mentioned once the animation's actual name. I think it's pretty stupid, and there just is no excuse. It has nothing really to do with a lot of other departments of this drama. They probably have no idea this happened in the background. But honestly, if anyone would just boycott this drama simply for this one thing, I think they're very reasonable. You should not encourage this kind of thing in creative world. Disregard that, I'll put it as a one gold mine. Regarding that, I'll lower it to the middle ground. Whether it's as a one gold mine or gold mine / lead mine, it's, in my opinion, not a very good drama. So I'll first talk about the good things. Things that are basically still pleasurable to watch. First is, like I said in first impression, very rich production. It has visual richness. and quality, although not accurate to history in pretty much everything. It still looks pretty nice. It's definitely not on the cheap end. So if you are looking for visual pleasure, this drama still has it. Parts of the plot is nice. This drama has the problem of some sections of it is exciting to watch, and then it just falls and goes into the land where you just want to triple speed it. Then the third thing is, some of the characters are rather lovely, and their performance is quite nice. For all the supporting roles, I would say I really like the Shen Fei character. I also like the not showing up much later in the drama, a servant girl for Song Yi. She's just adorable. And then there's this highlight role, Yang Yang, who is an assassin, and in the middle of the drama she'll come out and show, what her real identity is. And then that particular moment between his role and Huang Xuan's role is probably the most highlight point, emotionally speaking, for the entirety of the drama. So sporadically, right, there's interesting plot, and then there are a couple of rather cute supporting roles. Then the final thing is, if we disregard all the script level problems of this drama, that really there's nothing actors can do about it, Huang Xuan did a really good job as the leading actor of this drama. If it wasn't for him being able to hold it together throughout this 39 episodes, I probably wouldn't continue watching this drama. With what he's given, he has proven, again, he is a really good, serious actor, and clearly the production knows they needed him. Without an actor like this whole thing would just crumble. Now, good things aside, let's talk about the couple of very significant problems with this drama. First, the part where every time I see it come up, I speed through. Cringy, toe grabbing on the carpet parts of the drama. Totally me, okay? It may not work for you like that. The female lead and male lead's love line, the romantic line, is so unnecessary, cringy to watch. Even though Huang Xuan is a good actor and Song Qian has improved from, say, when she was first in Dramaland, but still, it's not enough. On the writing end of things, it hasn't been worked out well, so no matter how hard the actors try, there's only that much you can do. Why these two fall in love has never been quite convincingly built up. Every time there's this emotional love kind of romantic scene coming up, it always comes up at the cost of just dragging the pacing of the story down. On the logical level, it doesn't make sense, and then the acting doesn't help, and then we want to see what happens for the other important things. Every time they have those emotional scenes, I had to speed through it. If you're watching this, I guess you've watched the whole thing. I'm gonna spoil it for you. She just died at the end, like in 1 second, and it's done. For their whole romantic arc, there is really 4 words to describe the whole thing, which is, what is the point? It really did nothing for the story. In comparison, Song Yi and Wang Yibo's storyline is much more palatable, even though I would agree Wang Yibo's acting needs a lot of improvement. Still, because the setup of the characters and how it's depicted and how they very slowly got to a better place than when they first started makes much more sense than the lead couple. So that's the biggest problem I have with this drama. The second thing about this drama that is problematic is the mystery part. They're trying to find who is the bad guy, what they're aiming at. How are the good people going to defeat the bad guy? This plotline is very child's play. The way that the main characters follow the breadcrumbs trying to solve the problems mostly happens not because they're clever. It happens because, well, we have like 10 options out there. Let's just try them out one by one. Let's go down this route. Okay, it doesn't work. Lead to nowhere. Okay, let's pick the next one. 排除法. Exclusion. It's like doing a mathematic problem without actually using the clever and elegant way of solving the problem. You literally go, there's only 10 possibilities. Let's just try them one by one. And eventually we're gonna find the right one. Yeah, cool. How is that helping you to show that the characters are like clever? You're doing a drama, supposedly with 3 very capable people solving a big case, and they literally did it with, let's try this one, doesn't work, try that one, doesn't work, try that one, doesn't work, okay, could only be this one. Then, because the drama is set in realistic world Chinese history of a part, so there's a lot of limit of what things can be. For this drama, big conspiracy going on, there really is 2 possibilities of the ultimate goal of the bad guy. One is they want to destroy a city. Like they want to bring Armageddon to the ancient city. Like Chang'an, we're going to blow everything up. We're going to destroy it. This is like whatever, our weird cult's belief of whatever. That's one version. The other version is literally assassinate the emperor. Imperial China. Like how bad can it be? So right from the beginning, you already know that there really is no other thing they can do. It's not like 21st century, you know, we can do alien invasion or some kind of like super bug. Then about the story itself, the last thing I think is just really anticlimax and buzzkill is I already guessed who's the bad guy. Probably around the 10 number episodes. Just because after a couple of things, you can clearly see there really is no other option. Apart from this guy being the final big boss. In the process of elimination, first you definitely take out the main characters because they're not the bad guy, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Then there are people who just in no way, in their abilities or in their social status or like whatever, that they can be the bad guy. Like the servants, Song Yi's character, you know, there's no way that they are the bad roles. There are only a couple of options you're left with, and it cannot be somebody who shows up last episode and you've never met throughout the whole thing and they just turn out to be the bad guy. Like that will be the worst thing a scriptwriter can do, and then even the worst scriptwriter would not do that. So taking all those possibilities out, whatever you're left with, no matter how impossible, would be the right answer from Sherlock Holmes' words. So I was like, yeah, it's her brother. That's the only option you're left. Who looks like a good enough person, who has enough power and position to do certain things, who probably would have the strongest dramatic revelation effect at the end. So I already knew, and then every episode I watch, I say, okay, just further confirms it has to be him. And next episode, okay, it has to be him. By the time the Li Beiqi got disposed, it's like clear as daylight. It could only be our female lead's brother, and it's really just boring. So it's not a very clever bad guy versus not very clever leading team, and ending up with a trying to fake it as really exciting ending, but still it's like very anti-climax. And then if you really want to scrutinize at the logic at all the steps that the bad guys have taken to get to where they are and what they want to do, pretty much at every link you can argue that that logic doesn't work. Such as they burned the site, destroyed all those hundreds of silos that stores food for this big city to run. Not as the ultimate goal, as like penultimate move to their ultimate goal. But then Wu Siyue goes in and finds out all the rices that got burned are actually not the new rice. They are old already, bad quality. So the good rice have been moved away before they burned the bad rice. If you go and check historical record about how large the site is and how many big silos they have and the amount of food that's stored there, how can you move the good rice away secretly without people noticing the entirety of it and replace it with bad rice? Then with nobody noticing it and burn it down. Where did you move the good rice? Where did you store it? It's physical. It's like huge amount of stuff. Like where? Oh, and that guy who shot the arrow out of the crossbow, his entire purpose of existence is as a tool throughout this narrative to eventually do that, to kill the female lead. I mean, you can't be more irresponsible as a writer for a character. When he was like on the roof and trying to shoot, I'm like, oh my god, bad writing in my face, shit. And then when he shoots out that arrow, how many slow-mo shots do we get? We get the arrow flying slow-mo. We get everybody's reaction, like the brothers, Song Qian, Huang Xuan. They're so trying to just make you like feel emotionally moved by that moment. But honestly, everybody who's watched this drama that I've talked to got laughing at that moment, and particularly how the camera language, the editing style, the music, the slow-mo, like they're everybody's like, oh my god, this is just so cringy. So all those points are the major things that makes it, even without the plagiarism thing, it's not a good enough drama. If we jump out of this one drama and look at 2021 dramas and dramaland in general in recent years, you cannot quite blame Luoyang to be a drama that has this type of problems. It's so standard, so classic, and so many dramas have similar problems these days. Every aspect of this drama that has gone wrong is reflecting what is going on in this industry. It really is a great case to reflect the rather cruel but rather true reality applicable to drama making industry, but probably to every industry, which is if the entire environment of a particular industry is not good and it has a lot of intrinsic problems that hasn't got solved, it will leak through and it will end up in every individual, whether it's a person or a group of person or specific product out of that industry, it will leak through it and it will come up in everything. And I kind of caught the beginning of the crazy descent into the valley when I started this channel back in 2017 March. That was the last golden year, let's say, of traffic means everything. More and more problems show up every year after year. So now we're at 2022. As much as this industry means a lot to me, and as much as I like storytelling, I have to recognize that it is not the most essential industry for human existence. Storytelling is the nature of humans, but it doesn't have to be taken fully by drama making. If one day, like Chinese drama land just like crumbles and dies away and hardly anybody is left in the industry, there are other ways of people figuring out how they can express themselves telling stories. It doesn't have to be this industry. Obviously, I don't see it completely dies, but I am, I guess, practical enough and logical enough and rational enough to realize it is not the absolute necessity of human race. But it's very sad for me to see it being like this. Let's just try to live as long as possible. Each individual who can watch this video up to this point. Our aim is 活久见. The longer you live, the more you're gonna see. Hey, who knows what's gonna happen? Magical things may happen in this world. Since we already have the ticket on this boat, let's just stay as long as possible. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.